Hello children, welcome to your English class. Today we are starting with our post-midterm. This is chapter number 13. This is a poem, The Tiger. This poem is composed by William Blake. His lifespan is from November 28, 1757 to August 12, 1827. William Blake was an English poet and a painter who is considered as a seminal figure in the history of poetry. Seminal means that has originality. Some of his works include Songs of Innocence and of Experience, The Marriage of Heaven and Hell, and Milton. Theme of the poem. The main theme of William Blake's poem, The Tiger, is creation and origin. The poem depicts the tiger as a symbol of ferocity and power. Ferocity means cruelty. The speaker is surprised to see the fearsome qualities and raw beauty of the tiger, and he wonders whether the same creator could have also made the lamb. The same hand that made the gentle lamb also made the powerful and ferocious tiger. This is stanza number 1. Tiger, tiger, burning bright in the forests of the night, what immortal hand or eye could frame thy fearful symmetry? In the first stanza of the poem, William Blake talks about the creation, which is the tiger, and the creator, who is God. The poet has used a phrase burning bright for the tiger. This makes us think of the color of the skin of the tiger. The yellow red color shines and it gives an impression as if something is burning bright. There is darkness all around in the forest, and as the tiger walks out, it looks as if something bright is burning in the forests of the night. In next two lines, the poet has talked about the immortal hand and the immortal eye. Immortal means something which is never going to die. And so we can assume that he is talking about God. God's hand and God's eye have seen something and have created something which is so fearful and so perfect. He has created a similar figure, and if we look at it, it creates fear. Students, some difficult words and their meanings are given here to help you. And poetic devices used in this stanza are alliteration, repetition, metaphor, and imagery. Rhyming scheme is AABB followed by the words bright night, eye, symmetry. Here it is stanza number 2. In what distant deeps or skies burnt the fire of thine eyes, or what wings dare his spire? What the hand dare seize the fire? This stanza basically tells about the place where the tiger was created. The first line of this stanza suggests that it is a far off place. The word distant is used to suggest that it was distant deep and distant skies. So, because William Blake is a poet who refers to illusions, we can even think of depth as hell and skies as heaven. We can interpret it like that. Then, in the second line, the poet says to God that there must have been a fire in your eyes when you were creating the tiger, because this creature means tiger is so fearful. The poet further goes on to add that on which wings did you sit, and which creative imagination inspired you and dared you for such an aspiration to complete this creature called tiger, and what craftsmanship you had, and how daring you were to make a symmetrical figure like tiger. And then once when the tiger was created, and once when your plan was completed, how could you actually seize the fire? Means, how could you catch the tiger that is like fire? Poetic devices in this stanza are alliteration and metaphor. Rhyming scheme is AABB followed by the words skies, eyes, aspire, fire. Now this is stanza number 3. And what shoulder and what art could twist the sinews of thy heart? And when thy heart began to beat, what dread hand and what dread feet? This stanza again is talking about the creator of the tiger. The word shoulder personifies the supernatural power of God, who had the art to twist all the muscles, means to bring all the muscles together and put heart into it and create a creature like tiger. And then the poet is thinking, when the heart must have actually begun to beat, did God's hand not tremble? Did his feet not become shaky? How could God not escape from making this tiger? It was a work of art which was so beautiful, but at the same time it was so fearful and dreadful. Rhyming scheme in this stanza is AABB followed by the words art, heart, beat, feet. And the poetic device alliteration is used in began to beat. Here B sound is repeated. This is stanza number 4. What the hammer, what the chain, in what fairness was thy brain, what the anvil, what dread grasp, dare its deadly terrors clasp. This stanza, in fact, brings to our minds a blacksmith's shop. Blacksmith means a person whose job is to make and repair things made of iron. The words like hammer, chain, furnace, anvil, all these remind us a blacksmith sitting with hot metal and giving it a shape. Here, blacksmith is none other than God, and he has put the muscles together and has created this deadly fearful tiger. The poet is excited by what the Almighty has created, but he is asking, why was he not afraid of his terror creation, that is tiger? Rhyming scheme in this stanza is AABB followed by the words chain, brain, grasp, clasp. And the poetic devices are alliteration and assonance. Now we come to stanza number 5. When the stars threw down their spears and watered heaven with their tears, did he smile his work to see? Did he who made the lamb make thee? This stanza tells that when this dreadful tiger was made, even the stars might have thrown their spears. Spears means sharp pointed weapon, and tears might have come out from their eyes, and they must have filled heaven with their tears. God has created both the lamb and the tiger. On one side, there is humbleness, on another side, there is arrogance. This is a contrast. The Creator is the same. When the Almighty created the lamb and the tiger together, did He smile after seeing them? That's the question the poet is asking here. Rhyming scheme in this stanza is AABB followed by the verse spares, tears, C D. And the poetic device personification is used in first two lines of this stanza. First line is when the stars threw down their spears, and the second line is and watered heaven with their tears. Now this is the sixth and last stanza of this poem. Tiger, tiger, burning bright in the forests of the night, what immortal hand or eye dare frame thy fearful symmetry? This stanza is a repetition of the first stanza. Just one word has been changed in the last line from could to dare. This is very suggestive, means it makes us to think. The poet appreciates the creator. The yellow red color of the tiger shines, and it seems like something is burning bright in the dark forests. The poet has realized that the creator of tiger is daring, means very brave, and the poet knows that the creator's hand and eye are immortal. Immortal means that never dies. God's everlasting hand and eye have dared to create something similar and bold, that is, tiger. This poem basically talks about the creator and his creation. There is beauty in both in creator and the creation. Rhyming scheme in this stanza is AABB followed by the verse bright night eye symmetry. And poetic devices are already discussed. Students, I think you have understood this poem properly. Thank you.